Welcome back to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Politics is a very interesting game. Today, Raila's elder brother Oburu Odinga delved in a very delicate topic. A topic that is almost hot potato and no one would want even to discuss publicly. The issue about Raila's succession politics. What next after Raila? This is a very delicate topic that many would not want to discuss publicly. You will always hear a lot of undertones here and there. Because in some quarters, when you are heard questioning Raila's capability, or you even imagine that Raila should exit politics, then you'll meet the wrath of the supporters. Yet there are other supporters who feel that maybe it is now time for Raila to exit because they feel Raila has done so much to this country. He was, among other people, the champions for devolution, the new constitution. He has been detained trying to fight for the democratic space. Quite a lot there. He's got a lot to write on his CV. Others with a lot of malice just feel that Raila is no longer the man they need in politics. Others quote his age. Others feel that after trying his bid to inherit the most coveted house, the state house, now a period of, the 5 times, and successfully, because of the reasons that we all know, they feel that maybe it is time to give the mantle to another politician. But as I've said, it is not a very easy topic even to begin. So Oburu Odinga today, speaking in Luo, said that in his own considered opinion, he feels that the minority leader in the National Assembly, Opiyo, should take over from Raila Odinga. I'm about to give you that video, but I'm summarizing for those who may not be well conversant with the language. And Oburu Odinga gave an account that many a times people look at Raila and they're asking, can't Raila give us the way forward? But Oburu is saying that when you are dealing with the leader, you simply read the body language and you will know what the leader wants. And he reckons that Opiyo has mastered and has studied the body language of Raila Odinga, that when he speaks, even without contacting Raila, that will be the opinion of Raila, because they have been together for such a long time. And Oburu is saying that let no one expect that they will endorse someone from Nyanza, because he says even Raila Odinga was never endorsed. And he says that in Luo land, the spirit will land on the person that will lead the Luo nation. And he gives an example that in Luo land, the mushroom, for those who know the mushroom, in Luo land, mushrooms will always just sprout on top of ant hills. You go to a certain bushy place and there is an ant hill and you find there is a very big mushroom. Of course, it's a very good delicacy, we consume it. And he says that just like the mushrooms will sprout anyhowly, that spirit will land on someone without being endorsed. And according to him, that someone is Opiyo, and he says that Opiyo's star is shining bright and that he is now unstoppable. He will go all the way.
Osiko ni penjo man Raila to wachango Raila dako miwa direction Raila dako wachanwa kama Opiyo nokwera ni jatelo tigo kamano ni jatelo kidwa tiyogo isomo gimiluongo ni body language mare. Opiyo ni ong'e somo body language mar Raila makata ok openjo to Opiyo ng'e ni mae gima Raila paro, kendo mano bende ema Opiyo dhi chungo kendo loso godo donjo mene wang'e ni tap donjo mene wang'e kae. Emomiyo sama tin Opiyo ni ok dong'e en pod nyathi matin, emomiyo en gi future mar tele Kenya ka, nikech sama tin to ji osenene, dhano osenene, orieny arienya. Ing'e ni jatelo moneno ni jatelo ok yierga kata Raila makoro wacho ni jatelo mar Luo ni. Ere kama ne joluo betie piny moyiero Raila ni jatendgi. Kata ni Raila jatelo, nitie kama ne ji obetie piny. Onge jatelo tiko buolo kaka buolo tie liel cha. Mae kaka uneno piyo bendo tie kobuolo kata uneno ko piyo osewuok oko. Kaka osewuok no be koro onge gima biro geng'e malo. Nikech wato koro wasewene, wato koro wasewe. To magi jok makoro dong makoro rito piny.
Now, very many people have focused on the fact that Raila is Oburu Odinga is proposing Opiyo and I. And of course, it's going to elicit a lot of debate on this. For the next 1 week, this is going to be discussed. But I will be discussing the succession and those who are being mentioned to succeed Raila later. My thoughts today are on the fact that Oburu, being Raila's elder brother, and they so embrace his leadership, cannot just wake up and speak. There must have been, some meetings here and there, if you ask me. And I have a feeling that Raila might have sent Oburu Odinga, because Oburu knows that this is the Luo kingpin, and he also extends Raila's love in the coast, in Western, in Kisii. He really is in charge of very many regions. For Oburu Odinga to go and speak in a vernacular language in his own people, of course, charity begins at home. I feel that Oburu is testing waters. And one of the things that he wants to know is, are Luos, or is the Luo nation ready to embrace another kingpin? Because they have supported Raila for several years. Raila to them is Alpha and Omega. Whatever he says politically, they will always follow. And I think it is because Raila is courageous and Raila has got intel. Many times when he says something, it is what it is. And so they might have realized that time is running out. Raila is now tired and he needs to rest. And before that happens, transitions are not very easy. They come with cost. They come at a cost. So maybe Oburu and the Odinga family and the leadership of the Luo land wants to know whether the Luo land is ready to embrace a new leadership. And that is why he's delving into this discussion, because people will start now. If you will go to the social media, I'm sure now, even Opiyo and I is now trending. Oburu Odinga could be trending. Raila's succession could be trending. Breaking news could be trending, courtesy of what he said. Is the Luo nation ready to embrace? And I believe that they are warming up to it, because if you look at the political undertones that are going on, there are people who tell him, Baba, you need to rest, you have done enough. The other thing that the Oburu could be looking at, apart from Luos embracing a new Luo kingpin, are they ready to support another candidate in the absence of Raila on the ballot? Because many a times, I know in 2002, when Raila said Kibaki tosha, they voted for Kibaki, knowing very well that Raila was still there and was going to form part and parcel of that government. But now, if Raila decides to take a back seat, to remain a patrol, and he says, let us now vote Kalonzo Musyoka, I will not be in the ballot. Are they ready? It is not a question that you can easily answer. And I think this is one, it is like they are doing such a kind of research. And how do you do it? You invoke a conversation. Are they ready to embrace? Can they wake up? Wanaweza mka saa 9 usiku, because Kalonzo is the presidential candidate, Martha Karua is the deputy, and maybe people like Opiyo and I are there. These are things that are going to be discussed. And even if Raila was to exit politics, it is not going to be tomorrow. It seems they are making arrangements to this. And before it happens, they want to ensure that they get the opinions of the people. The other thing that is at stake here, we have seen rebels who want to take over. And they are working hand in hand with William Samoei Ruto. And you have seen them, the way Ruto, visits Raila's strongholds in Kisii, in the coast, in the west, and they have always indicated that they want to retire Raila to Bondo, an exercise that they thought would be a walk in the park. It has proved to be a very daunting task. Now, there might have been several clandestine meetings and motives, and if Oburu comes out with such a statement, then the rebels will start delving into this discussion. If you look at people like Miguna, Evans Kidero, the former Nairobi governor, you look at Zachary Okoth Obado, the former governor of Migori, there are several leaders there, some of whom claim that they were never given tickets. You know how the party, nominations are always very sketchy and very serious matters. Others who just feel that it is time for Raila to exit and they want to form a parallel kind of leadership. For the family of the ODM to understand what they have been cooking behind the scenes, such a discussion is very paramount and very important. They will come in the social media, maybe wataanza kusema aende sasa, na wataanza kujipanga. Now, it is always a tool that when you want to read your enemy, sometimes you just invoke, you provoke, or you read their books, you get someone from them, and it seems Raila and the ODM fraternity and the Luo leadership want to understand what the other rebels want and what Ruto has in store for them. And that is why this is coming up. Remember, it is coming up like less than 2 months after they unveiled a new Kir, the chairman of the Luo Council of Elders, something that was very controversial. Ruto had taken a chunk, I think they were paid as usual, and the other chunk that remained with the Luos, that Ruto has been invading every sector. And so with the new Kir and now this is coming up, it seems there is a kind of, that they want to approach politics in a very different manner this time around. And it could be Raila is ready to exit politics, but he's using his brother to prepare people in advance, because let me tell you, there are people who love Raila so much that if Raila would announce today that they have exited politics, they will not even watch TV, because I know of people today who don't watch TV because and that happened from 2007 when they felt that Raila was robbed of his victory. In 2013, 2017, all that, and 2022, they say they no longer watch news. If they want to get something, they will specifically go and Google that particular thing that they want. But royally toka kabisa. So if you can come today and Raila exists in a rally, they are kwamba mimi leo ni kama nimeamua, I'm retiring from active politics. Some people will be sick. You may think that this is a joke, but some people will be sick for a period of some time. So you must prepare your people gradually. And I think this is what Raila wants to do. The other thing that could be happening is, and before I go there, there's a period, there is a period whenever there is a change in someone's life, whether physical or emotional or spiritual, there are always stages, and the first stage is denial. And if Raila today would go and say that he's retiring, some people would deny, and then the reality, you'll go through that process of denial for some times, and then the reality will now down on you and hit you that this is not the reality. For example, if Raila announces tomorrow that mimi nimeenda, there are people who will cry, there are people who will celebrate aende, there are people who will be sick for some times, but the reality will dawn on them gradually, pole, and they will realize that now Raila is not in the picture, and we need to embrace a new lifestyle. It's not going to be very difficult, to be very easy. Now, Raila, perhaps, or Oburu himself, wanted to prepare people that we have a new kid on the block, because people have said that you need to groom someone, your time is now out, and they've always said, like Oburu was saying, that they don't need to groom someone. It will fall on that particular person who the Spirit shall have chosen. But what Oburu is doing, if you ask me, is simply endorsing someone, because there have been a lot of talks about who to take over, and that is the next video that we need to do, because those who follow the politics of the Luo land know very well that there's been a lot of discussion, and people have been talking about people like Babu Owino. And so it could be another way of trying to groom. Of course, it could also be another ploy to invoke or provoke the Luos to start suggesting, you know, who is supposed to take over. Because once you mention Opio and I, maybe from his side he really feels that Opio is the man, but it could also mean that they want suggestions now on a more serious way, who is supposed to take over from Raila. The last one, ladies and gentlemen, what is being tested here is the unity of the Luos. If Raila exits politics, you know, Raila is a pillar of hope, is a pillar of unity. If he exits politics today, there will be a period of ruffling waters within the Luo land. You'll hear discussions, for example, the South Nyanza and the other part where we have Siaya County past Kisumu. If you go the other side, there will be talks that, you know, Raila has led us for some times now. We need now to shift from the other part of Luo Nyanza, and there will be a period of uncertainty. But after that, I can assure you, after being ruffled, they will settle on one person. And I think they are testing waters to see the Luo unity, because if there is something that Raila has been thinking about is, will Luos hold together? Will the center board hold? Will they still be united? Because a divided community can always be used against each other. You know the history of Oyugio Gango, the history of our fallen heroes, Tom Mboya, Ouko, Makaseda. They have always been used, because the governments of the day have always taken advantage to use one of our own to kill one of our own. And so the unity test is at stake. I don't know what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Kindly, for this video, share with me your thoughts on what you think is happening. And that is my take.